to unlocking your deepest desires be hidden in your need for deep introspection, your drive for expression, and your pursuit for equilibrium. If that resonates with you, continue to watch this video because we're going to dive deeper and unveil and reveal and blend all of these amazing dynamic aspects within us all through the Living Soul Guidance System, which will lead you to profound changes in your relationships and in personal growth. Let's go. Okay, so today is February 20th, 2024. So my intention behind creating this video for you all is today we are in a double conservator day, which means that the number 2 shows up twice in this day. It is February the 20th, 2024. Okay, so the archetypes that are at play here, of course, is the Soul Conservator, the number 2. And then we also have our annual archetype, which is the Soul Communicator, the number 8. And then our Living Soul archetype for this day is the Soul Promoter. So we've talked about the Soul Conservator and we've talked about the Communicator. Let me give you a little bit of information on the Soul Promoter, which I will drop a full video on the beautiful energy of the Soul Promoter when we enter into the month of 3, March. So the Soul Promoter is the number 3 within the Living Soul Guidance System, and its governing principle is going to be care. It's also an androgynous submissive energy. Its division of self is going to be ego. Its driving pursuit is gratification, and its core value is going to be neutrality. Its love style is going to be mania. So that's just a little bit about what our Living Soul archetype is for today. Like I said, later down the line, I will definitely drop some more information out about the Living Soul number 3, the Soul Promoter. And you will learn more about the Soul Promoter the further you follow along. So let's tap into the energy for today. So what I really want to bring to your attention is I really just want to come and give you some things to think about, and I have some questions. I find this to be a very interesting day, right? Because we are in the month of 2, and then we're in the day of 2. And so the 2 is showing itself to us, the Soul Conservator, the law of rhythm, is showing itself to us for a reason. There are some things there that we could cultivate. There's some things that we could congratulate ourselves on. There is just a wide spectrum of things that I feel like today can really show us and illuminate to us, right? We also are coming up to a new moon, so this is perfect time to really get yourself in a state and a place of acknowledging that with this new moon energy, full moon energy that's coming in, that it is going to be highlighting and shining light on it's going to be shining light on intentions that we set during the new moon. It's going to be shining light on things that we need to change, things that are going well. It's just going to illuminate a lot of stuff for us. So I specifically want to harness that energy of the full moon and bring it into today and really pay attention to what the Living Soul Guidance System is trying to display and show us, okay? So the things that I want to ask you and the things that I want you to think about, number 1 is daily choices. What I have here is, how does focusing on meditation and sensuality influence your daily choices, especially when you also need to express yourself and satisfy your desires for gratification? So How does that feel to you? Like, how does focusing on your meditation and your sensuality influence your daily choices? How does that shape how you go about your day? How are you navigating and flowing throughout your day when it comes to your meditation and your sensuality? Especially when you are needing to express yourself and satisfy this desire for gratification, because like I said at the top of the video, the soul promoter, the number 3, is about gratification. So if you feel this need to be gratified, that's why. So how can you, within your daily activities, your daily influence on the world and those around you, the internal existence of who you are, how is all of this coming together and playing out daily for you? Meditation, sensuality, being able to express yourself and satisfy that need for gratification. It's all there. Tap in, feel that, and see what comes up for you. For some of you, you may have already notice some of these things come in, and you hearing what I'm saying now could possibly, okay, like now everything is connecting, everything's clicking. That's why this happened. That's why that happened. Like light bulb moment, right? Okay, so number 2 is balancing different aspects of yourself. So reflect on a time when you balanced your desires for deep sensual experiences with your need for social interaction and personal achievements. I want you to reflect on that. And then after you reflect on that, I want you to ask yourself this question. How did these aspects interact, and what insights did you gain about your priorities and your desires? So, like I have said in a previous video, the 2 and the 8 are polar opposites. So one is the one archetype, the number 2, the soul conservator, is all about sensuality and, feeling and, the intercultivation, the deep connection, right? And then the other, which is the number 8, the soul communicator, is about being out and about and being, having personal interactions and socializing and being super expressive. How are these aspects working together for you? When you think about how these are coming together, what's the balance that you're finding for yourself within yourself when navigating these 2 archetypes? What insights are you receiving? What still needs to be cultivated? What still needs a little bit of compassion or grace? What do you feel like you've got really good? Like it's solid. You've figured this part out, right? What is that for you? I want you to reflect, and then I want you to ask yourself that question. Number 3, using meditation for integration. So, how has the practice of meditation helped you better integrate your drive for transformation and your pursuit of balance and neutrality in life? How can the practice of meditation help you better integrate your drive for transformation and your pursuit of balance and neutrality in life? So, now we know within the number 8, the soul communicator, we've already addressed that this year there's a need for balance. This year is going to show us polarity after polarity after polarity. Now we know our universe just naturally runs on, off of polarity. but we are now in a state, we are now in a space and time where we need to cultivate the ability to balance these polarities, to find harmony, to create that state of equilibrium, right? So, how is your practice of meditation helping you transform yourself, transform your environment, your opportunities, your experiences, while also, while also having the pursuit of balance and harmony, right? How is that working? Like, how does that feel? With me just saying that to you, what first comes to mind? Like, I know something has come to mind where you're like, oh wow, something has transformed and there was balance. Or the complete opposite, of course, comes up where something was transformed, but damn, like it was this extreme and it was this extreme. Like there was not much of a harmonization of the two. So what comes up? What comes to you? Simple, like what comes to you? So that's number 3. Number 4. So this is the feminine and the masculine energy dynamic that I want to touch on here. So the first thing that I want you to think about before we tap into the question, that's going to be think of a time where your nurturing and receptive side either clashed or worked in harmony with your assertive, expressive side. So think about that. Like, when has your masculine clashed with your feminine? Or vice versa? When has that receptive part of you, that empathetic, that caring, that loving, and not that masculine energy is not loving, but it's a different type. But when is that feminine, that softness, clash with the assertive part of you, the action-oriented, expressive part of you? What comes up for you? My question to you is this: how did this interplay affect your actions towards a personal aspiration or in a relationship? How did this interplay affect your actions towards a personal aspiration or in a relationship? When you came across and you came up against that clash, that conflict, that struggle, right? That issue, how did it affect? Like, how did that interplay affect what it is that you were focused on? How did it affect your relationship? How did that interplay play out in that circumstance, in that situation? What comes up for you? This is food for thought. Like, be gentle with yourself. This can be a lot. Be gentle with yourself. This is only to help expand your consciousness and your awareness of the energies that are at play, and to help you tap into cultivating a deeper sense of knowing and self-mastery as well. So number 5, this is the last one. The impact on relationship dynamics is what we're going into next. And so this is what I want you to think about before we tap into the question. Now consider your... Y'all know the dogs. I gave them bones earlier, and Rocco gets a little territorial over his bone. So his bone is literally, he thinks he's... It's like up against the wall, like up against the baseboard behind like this meditation pillow that I have. And it's not even behind the pillow. Anyways, y'all, the dogs. They're really entertaining though. They're so entertaining. Okay, so impact on relationship dynamic. Okay, so now consider your preference for reflective, introspective connections and how they influence your relationships, especially when faced with the need for stability and excitement of intense emotional experiences. Okay, so how do you prefer to reflect and tap into your introspective side when it comes to your connections? Like, what is that balance like for you when you need to, be with yourself, in yourself, for yourself, right? Versus really desiring to have that excitement of intense emotional experiences. How does that play out in the stability that you have within your relationships? How does that play out in providing and creating a space for intense emotional experiences with those that you're in relationship with? And these are relationships, these are not just intimate relationships. These are all relationships. Okay, you can even take this into just the relationship with yourself, right? So how is that? What does that look like for you? The question that I want to ask you is, how has this combination of preferences shaped your approach to love and intimacy? This is good stuff right here, because like this just makes me think of so many different things, right? I am thinking about like avoidant and like different types of attachment and anxious and secure and all these different things. Like, how does that, how do those dynamics toggle, right? How do they toggle in your relationship dynamics? That need for introspection, that need for reflective, like being able to be in a reflective state, but still having the desire for expression and having that deep, intimate, emotional bonding and experience with another. How are you feeling about that? What comes up? These are questions that I wanted to just present to you, right? Because the Living Soul Guidance System is not for everyone, right? It technically is for everyone, but the work that's required and that, like the journey that this type of work will take you down and take you on, that's not going to be for everyone. So for those of you that are invested in not only into the Living Soul Guidance System, but invested in yourself, invested in your self-development and your self-mastery and your consciousness and the expansion of your consciousness, these are questions that came to me that I felt the need to just bring forth to the collective so that you can really dive a little bit deeper into understanding these energies at play, and specifically for today, February 20th, 2024. And even if you're seeing this video after that date, it still is timeless, because these energies are always at play, and these are always things that we can tap into and understand about ourselves at any given time, at absolutely any given time. When you recognize and you notice that you're God, Goddess on the planet, and you are walking with God, Goddess consciousness, you understand that you can tap into these energies and you can cultivate whatever you need to cultivate at any given time, right? And so I just want to make sure that I share the information that I receive, and I pray and I hope that you can use it as, tools and resources and guidance on your journey, right? Because just as much as you may be feeling these energies, I'm also feeling these energies and working with these energies as well. So that is what I have for you. I hope that you found this insightful for your own personal journey and helpful as well. And I would not be doing you any justice if I did not remind you that if you want to tap further into understanding what your energetic makeup is, I highly recommend that you tap into getting your Living Soul profile report. That link is in the description box below. Super simple. As always, you just go to the link and put your information. Really, really short form to fill out. Make sure that you put an email address that you have access to, because that's where your report is going to be sent within just a few moments. It is still coming in at $45. I would hop on that if you are serious and you're true to understanding deeper levels about yourself, right? If you really want to understand your gender energy positions and these different archetypes that are at play and which ones are highly influencing you in your day in and day out of existence, I would recommend that you get your report. So when you get that report, if you need some help just kind of getting through it, just connect back with me and we can figure something out as far as you getting better understanding about the report. So thank you for vibing out with me and my energy here at Empress Expressions. My name is Amber and I'm the Empress here, and I send you peace and I send you light and I send you love. And until next time, bye.